Hi everybody, today is November 21st and I'm here with my friend Iona McNeil. And we're going to have some tea and have a chat. Yes. So Iona, tell us about how you got your natural energy identified.
So in 2016 I was at Burning Man and I was just wandering around checking out all the workshops, and I stumbled across this workshop saying discover your superpower. So I was very intrigued and I popped in and met Susan and Martin, and they identified me as number 2. And I was with my boyfriend at the time, he was a number 1, and it was really interesting to hear about how 1s and 2s went together. Anyway, it just really fascinated me and I've been sort of interested ever since.
Yes, you've been really nice to host us twice now in England, we come to England periodically to visit Martin's mom, but it's so nice to have Burning Man connections. So Burning Man was where you found out. Did you make any changes in your life since then?
Yes, it really helped me realise what a strength I have very effortlessly and naturally. And so that kind of really helped direct where I put my energy in life, kind of thing. So in terms of, I know that if I'm at a party or event or something, then I can sort of make connections with people quite easily, and to remember that other people don't. And I guess also from a career perspective as well, I just thought, I always known I'm in the wrong job, but it sort of made me think that I should probably be transitioning towards something where I'm working in accordance with my true nature. So just to know that I have those natural skills has made me help me move towards where I should be going in life.
What do you think are the natural skills that come with your natural energy?
So I know that I find it easy to make friends with people, sort of quite instantly and effortlessly, and and I really enjoy a connection with a person as well. And actually, I just thought everyone had that ability, but when I know people who are other energies, they're sort of,
you know that we don't.
they're more distant, or when they meet somebody new, they're worried who this person is, whereas I'm just straight in there, engaging with them. Also, I've discovered ecstatic dance recently, and I absolutely love when I'm dancing, moving with someone and following their movements, and in following their movements, I'm attuning to them, mirroring them, and creating this beautiful connection. And I think that, and I really enjoy that experience. But talking to other people, they're very fearful of that, or in that engagement, they're kind of unsure of how to behave. So it's affirmed a few things about what I'm like.
Yeah, that's nice. May I use you as an example of 2 physiology? Mm-hmm. So I'll describe 2 physiology for people. So just look at the camera for me, and right now she's in her neutral 2 phase. The face of 2 has space all the way around the face. They have these bright, clear eyes, and when they're in the neutral place, they're available. They're an invitation, but they aren't doing anything weird. All the other natural energies have some sort of weird expressions on their face when they're in neutral, but not 2s. And then when a 2 engages with you, so the cheeks come up. So pretend there's your best friends on the other side. There we go, that's what I was looking for. The cheeks come up and kind of pucker up and in, and the eyes start to sparkle. The body is so interesting. Are you willing to shimmy for the camera? Here, I'll hold your tea for a second. So they have this amazing movement at this part of the body. So this ability to slide, and slide straight across as well. Yes. So any sort of movement, and they can also hinge this direction. It's an amazing combination of and flexibility in the middle of the body that 2s have. So they have the upper rectus abdominis muscles and the bottom 2 ribs that float are involved. So it's a combo activation because it happens with the body and it happens with the eyes. So eye contact is critical. If you have any 2 friends, you should be really looking them in the eye, especially when you're having a conversation. because a 2 at some level won't hear you if you aren't looking them in the eye. Cool. So, how's it been for you in your relationships?
So I think in relationships is I'm always in relationships I'm always wondering about the other person and catering to their needs, which has always been a problem for me, because ultimately then they don't listen to what I want, and then eventually I get frustrated and then end it all. So that's a kind of a pattern of my life. But I really enjoy having relationships with people, and exploring where that's going to go. I sometimes find maybe I push people in a relationship and may not be willing to go there. I don't know if it's a pattern number 2 or not, but I mean I've had quite a lot of 1 year long relationships. So I don't know, sort of meet someone, have an engagement, get to know them, enjoy it all,
and then it's not quite fulfilling enough.
Yeah.
That's not uncommon. We have seen a lot of 2s end up single and having lots of relationships over the course of life. There's nothing wrong with that, so don't worry about that, But creating a more fulfilling relationship that is that deep, because you're so good at making a relationship that the others of us can feel like we're not putting in our part. I have a daughter who's a natural G2 as well, and she'll have the same thing where she feels like the other person isn't responding equally or fairly in the relationship, and that ultimately will start to irk her in the relationship. Because 2s do give over and continually in a relationship. Like, you even let us sleep in your bed last night. Thank you for that, by the way. It was very good. and very generous, and not a lot of people would necessarily do that. So you just made us feel really comfortable and really easy to be with your friends and the community that you created actually quite quickly last night. Yeah. So ecstatic dance and movement. What's movement? How important is movement for you?
Oh, yeah, so I absolutely love dancing, always have done. And it's, it gives me so much energy to go out dancing, and I just feel sort of more connected with myself when I'm moving. So all my life I've done sort of partner dancing, and I know people have been telling me that I'm a really good follower, which is good if I'm a female in a dance partnership. And I love all the different styles of dancing, whether it's like salsa or swing or tango, and all of them have a specific sort of style. So tango is sort of sort of very sexy and sophisticated, whereas a jive would be more like cheeky and fun, and you sort of embody that energy with the music with another person. And I really enjoy expressing myself through movement, and enjoy an interaction with someone else through movement too. So I've done lots of partner dance, but recently I've been involved in more like conscious dance, and it's really helped me. I feel like I've improved on my confidence and my expression, and it's really helped me so much to get more involved in dance and embodiment. I think someone was telling me that some people, it depends how you learn. Some people learn intellectually, and I'm sure I learn that way too, so visual or audio, but some people very much learn kinetically, yeah. And so I feel that there's so many concepts that I have read about, but it's only when I've embodied it I've gone, I get it. I've had a lot of clarity over just even the concept of consciousness. I might have read about it in a book, but when I've actually experienced transcendence or something
through movement,
I'm that's what it feels like, or that's what it feels like to express joy or bliss, or this is how I feel when I feel stuck, So
So it's a way for you to explore how you feel.
Yeah, in the body, yeah.
Through movement.
Yes.
Well, 2s are very body-based. How do you make decisions?
How do I make decisions? I don't know, because the problem with me is that I've got got my logic brain, which I feel like school has taught me. and then I have the intuitive side of me, which is what I'm trying to develop. But I feel in society as a whole, that's not something that has ever been shone any light on. So usually when I make decisions, actually what I do is I'm like, okay, I actually put it into options, and then I actually choose the best option. So I'm not sure if that's a two-way of making a decision.
Well, let me ask you, my twos tell me that when they look at the options, they look at how they're going, how they anticipate they will feel with that option. And that's the way they choose.
Yeah.
So the anticipation of how you're going to feel, does that resonate for you?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess I have all the options, and then I sort of like put my body into that option, and then into that option, and then be like, okay, that's what I'm gonna take. Yeah.
So yes, I felt how you're going to feel in that place.
But what would be the alternative?
Well, there are many alternatives. That's the funny thing, is that people think that everybody does it the way they do it. If I'm going to make a decision, for example, as a natural energy 6, I will actually expand my chest, and I will energetically receive the information coming from, and then I will wait until clarity comes from my chest about which one of them is most alive.
Okay.
So I don't go there and say, this is how I'm going to feel. That I wouldn't even consider doing that. So each of the natural energies really does make decisions and operate in the world quite differently, but we often think that everybody shares our way of making decisions. And that's where a lot of confusion comes from. And I think for 2, a lot of the disappointment comes from that, because you expect people to recognize what you've done, what you've put into the relationship, and you hope that they'll reciprocate at that level. And they rarely do, because they rarely even perceive what you put into the relationship. I mean, that's very sad, but it is just the way it is right now. And what I counsel 2s in right now is you actually have to educate people on how to be in a relationship. So if you want a particular kind of relationship, you have to be willing to do the work for a while, probably way longer than you'd like, and then teach people. That's what my daughter has spent the last 21 years doing, is teaching me how to be better in a relationship. Because I will just put doing something first over the connection. I will break eye contact and walk out of the room without even acknowledging the fact that we had a connection going. I will answer a phone while we're having the best conversation we've ever had. Stupid things. Because I am triggered by energy change. So I've had to train myself to put the connection first. And that's true for 8 out of 9 people that you run into. And because other 2s, we don't find 2s being friends with other 2s, somewhat, but when you do, you at least get the connection, but there's nothing dynamic happening. Because in the 2-6 relationship, lots of dynamic, amazing things happen together because of the 2 and the 6. And so it's a big challenge for you, because how do you get what you need from people who have no idea how to give that to you? So yes, you need to educate us and stay on it. And when you feel the disappointment, express the reasons for those disappointments. Because to assume that we know, that's going to get you in trouble. My daughter was talking about how she was buying her friend dinner all the time, and she didn't feel like her friend was reciprocating. And she was upset. The friend had no idea. And so it was a rankling and sticking point for her. And she ended up stopping the relationship because of that, but she never said. So that would be my 2 bits of unsolicited advice. Tell us. We'd like to be better in a relationship.
But I sometimes feel I don't want to tell people something because I feel like they should already know.
No, they don't.
So how can you behave like this? You're just a bad person because you behaved like that.
That's where the judgment and disappointment comes in. So in my world, shame, fear, and disappointment are the relationships, are the energies, emotions that separate us. So when disappointment creeps into your relationship, it's going to affect that relationship. It's going to start to create a separation. And that is not what you want. Right? You just want us to be connected at all times for as much as possible. And so those are for you information about what you can't communicate. And please forgive the rest of us. We are quite slugs, quite slugs. So 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 specifically build relationship through shared experience. So we have to have a shared experience, and then another, and then another, and then another, and someday, all of a sudden, we just feel comfortable with you. And you become my friend. And that happens with 2s instantaneously. We just become friends.
Yeah. You don't have to have gone to the party or the
No.
holiday before you're, yeah?
No, not at all. I mean, and you keep connection over space and time. Like we met you at Burning Man 3 years ago, and you have kept connection with us over space and time. I know that I can contact you and you will be happy that I did. Which is, that's not true of the other burners we've met.
Yeah.
You know, there's only a couple of them. And one of them, I identified my first year, she's a 6, and I know I can contact her because we've had 5 Burning Mans together. And it took that to build the relationship, and I visit her when we come here. So it is really, really different for you to recognize how powerful your ability to be with people is so important. Because what happens for 2 sometimes I see, and I don't know if you've ever done this, but you withhold relationship when you want to punish somebody.
Yeah.
Because we can't create it.
Yeah.
So just the 2 bits of more unsolicited advice is when it's hard, move towards. And this will change how those relationships go for you.
Oh, really? So if someone's disappointed me, instead of saying, okay, I'm going to retract myself, actually you keep giving.
Well, you actually make clear the disappointment without making them wrong. So this is my thing. This is how I operate. And this is what I would have done in this situation. And that's not what you did. And that what you did felt like this to me. Right? And so this doesn't make it about them at all. So they can understand what you need in a relationship, because it's so hard for 2s to ask.
Yeah, I don't normally ask, yes.
Yeah. And the expectation that they will actually meet your needs is why your relationships, ultimately, the ones that really matter to you, end up ending.
Yeah.
So that's, just something to think about in this process. So let me ask you, professionally, you said you had a job where it wasn't your job.
Yeah, professionally, I'm an accountant, I guess because, when you're at my career service, like, oh, you should become an accountant. And I just kind of went ahead and did that. Because I didn't really think about who I was as a person. I just thought, oh, that sounds like a good profession. But, if I could turn back time now, I would probably look more about how I operate in the world and like what are my values and what am I best at, and I probably would not have chosen to do an accountancy. But I kind of do it part-time now, so that's kind of nice to get money part-time, and then the rest of the time I'm running events and I'm dancing, and I'm going to get involved in this sort of dating evening where we're getting people to sort of connect with each other through eye gazing and body movements. It's called shush dating. So yeah, I kind of feel that what I like to do in my time is getting people together, and I also love going to Burning Man parties as well. Just getting a load of people in a field together and seeing what's created, and I love meeting loads of new people through that. So yeah, so professionally, in terms of how I actually make money, is probably not suited to natural engineering 2, if I'm kind of crunching numbers. But I have to say, so part of my job is training people up or creating relationships with people in the company, because I need to speak to marketing or product design or CEO, and I feel that I've always been maybe sort of like a peacekeeper across the company, a bit of glue. So maybe not like the kind of the technical job is really suited to me, but I definitely, the soft skills really help me when I go into companies and build relationships. So yeah.
Well, any natural engineer can do any job. And the question is, are you happy in it? But it sounds like you found a way to use your skills as a 2, even as an accountant. Yeah, which is important. That's important for people to know. It's like looking for ways that you can be who you are in what you're doing and use that natural skill of connection as a 2.
Yeah, and I feel like actually, because often I'm in small companies, so my role won't necessarily be pure finance. So I kind of I'm very attracted to more HR side of the company. So I could naturally get involved with that, or I'll be organising the Christmas party or the summer party or something like that.
Yeah. So you found a way to make it work.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. So what would you say to other twos if you were going to give them your experience to help other twos?
I would say to other twos to, well, first of all, amazing you're a two. What great energy it is to be. And also to really celebrate that that's what you have, and just to shine a light and say, this is something that you... What was really useful for me was like, God, I didn't actually realise how effortless it was for me. And to therefore understand that other people don't create a relationship as easily and effortlessly. So treat other people kindly. And I would say that, what would I say to them? Yeah, I'm trying to think, what would I say to another two? Oh yeah, I'd say don't be disappointed when people don't meet you and people don't give back what you need. Basically forgive others. I don't know whether that's...
It's actually really important, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yes, forgive us for our transgressions as human beings. That's an important part of that. And move.
Yeah.
That's also what I heard from you, was explore yourself through movement.
Yeah.
How you feel and what you want to create.
Yeah. The feeling body.
The feeling body. Cool. Well, thank you, Iona. It's been such a pleasure to be with you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And good luck with spreading the message.
Thank you for your help with that. Super.
Thank you.